Okay, so looking at quiz 7-1, the degree you add, to find the degree, you add up the degree of each term. So this is 3, 2, 1, and 0, which becomes a degree 6. So degree 6. Now the number of terms, there are 4 terms. Each term is separated by a plus or a minus. So at number 2, that's 2 terms. And the degree, so degree, we have a 4 and a 0. So degree 4. Number 3, we have exponent of 2, exponent of 1, and 0. So that adds up to a degree of 3. And there are 3 terms. Now, just to point out, 3 terms is called a trinomial. And up here, the 2 terms is a binomial. Alright, so this number 3 here, the degree is 0. There is not an exponent. And there's 1 term. 2x plus 7 is a degree of 1, because there's only an exponent of 1 and then 0. And that is a 2 terms, so that is a binomial. Alright, and then negative 8x squared, your exponent's 2, so that's degree of 2, and just 1 term. Okay, so the next section has you adding or subtracting. And so that's combining like terms. So what I do is I look at the first set of parentheses, and I'm going to say 3y squared plus negative 1y squared. So 3 plus negative 1 is 2y squared. Then we say negative 4 plus 1, because those are like terms. That's negative 3y. And then lastly, we have 1 plus negative 2, which is negative 1. And so standard form means that it should be in descending order. So highest exponent to the smallest. This is a minus in the middle. So here you're going to say 2 minus negative 3, and 2 minus negative 3 is like 2 plus 3. Then we would put negative 8m minus 5m. So negative 8 minus 5 is negative 13m. Then we have 2 minus negative 7, which is the same as 2 plus 7, so that's positive 9. And it tells you to box in your answers. Again, with addition, so here, because it wants it in standard form, you want the largest exponent first. So I'm going to do my negative 4k squared plus 5k squared. That becomes k squared. Then I'm going to do my 1k plus 8k. So that's a plus 9k. And lastly, 7 plus negative 7 is 0, so that cancels out. Next, we look at number 10. So our 6x squared minus 4x squared is 2x squared. Then negative 5x minus negative 3. So negative 5 minus negative 3 is like negative 5 plus 3. So that's negative 2x. And then here's what you really want to pay attention to. Negative positive 4 becomes a negative 4. So really pay attention to that, okay? All right, number 11. So there's a lot to do with number 11. You're going to distribute and then combine like terms. Let me see if I can make this larger. Yeah, this is better. So for number 11, we distribute 3a times 6a squared is 18a cubed. 3a times 4ab squared becomes 12a squared b squared. And then I just bring down everything else. Okay, so I look at my like terms. 8a cubed can go with nothing. So I just, 18a cubed. So I bring that down. Then negative 12a squared b squared can go with plus 8a squared b squared, which becomes negative 4a squared b squared. And then we have a little tag along of negative 2b cubed. All right, number 12, we will distribute. Negative 2x times x cubed is negative 2x to the 4th. Negative 2x times negative 6x squared becomes positive 12x cubed. Negative 2x plus 6 becomes negative 12x. Now we also we can distribute here this negative 1. Before I do that though, I want to bring down that plus 4x cubed. Make sure you do not distribute that 4x cubed because that is not what's in front of the group. In front of the group is a minus, which is like a negative 1. So that becomes negative 5x to the 4th and minus 10x squared. Now, combine like terms. Okay, negative 2x to the 4th, negative 5x to the 4th becomes negative 7x to the 4th. Positive 12x cubed plus 4x cubed is plus 16x cubed. Now, this negative 10x squared is kind of, by itself, so it's just going to come down. And then that negative 12x is going to come down. And we're done because we don't have any like terms. Okay, 13. This is one when you have FOIL. So you want to FOIL anytime you have a binomial times a binomial. So what that means is you're going to take the first term and distribute it with the entire second binomial. So that becomes x squared plus 6x. Then we want to take the second term, negative 4, and distribute it. So that becomes negative 4x minus 24. Okay, so you're looking at this. And we notice we have a middle term, middle terms that are like terms. That becomes a plus 2x. And then I bring down the x squared and the minus 24. That's our answer. So FOIL tells us we take the first term we multiply this first with the first and the outside. So that is 12m squared plus 2m. Then we take the second and we do the inside with the last. And we can combine like terms, our middle terms. So 2m minus 18 is negative 16m. Then we bring down everything else. Okay. 15 is a FOIL again. So for 15, we start with the first. We say first times the first and first times the outside. So that becomes 5a squared minus 20ab. Then the inside goes with the inside, which is plus ab, and then b times 4b is minus 4b squared. You see you have like terms in the middle. Negative 20 plus 1 is negative 19, and then I bring down everything else. Now, different people do ones like number 16 differently. Personally, I like to rewrite it and do it like I've done the other ones and just say 7a is going to go with 7a and minus 1. So that's 49a squared minus 7a. Then I do negative 1 times 7a, which is negative 7a. And negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1. You might notice negative 7a minus 7a becomes negative 14a. So that's 49a squared minus 14a plus 1. Some people go over like a rule where you like square the first, square the last, then multiply and double. I think that's more confusing. I just rewrite it and work it out. Alright, so 17, we'll do x times x is x squared. X times 10 is 10x. Then, let me erase this. Then, we will do negative 10 times x is negative 10x. Negative 10 times positive 10 is negative 100. Now, if I'm ever going too fast for you to understand, do just pause the video, right, and catch up. Or always, reach out to me and be like, hey, I didn't understand number 17. Now you notice in the middle, like terms, 10 minus 10 cancels. So I'm x squared minus 100. You're going to learn later that this is called the difference of squares, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So number 18, when you're multiplying, you're going to take the n and you're going to multiply it by 3 things. So that would become n cubed plus 4n squared minus 10n. Then we take negative 9, say negative 9n squared. Negative 9 times 4n is negative 36n. Negative 9 times negative 10 is positive 90. And we want to dissect this to find my like terms. N cubed and a plus 90, they don't have like terms. But 4n squared minus 9n squared is a negative 5n squared. Then we have negative 10n minus 36n is a negative 46n. And we're good. Same thing with number 21. You would take 3x and multiply it by the whole trinomial. So that would become 12x cubed minus 15x squared minus 9x. Then the 5 times 4x squared is 20x squared. 5 times negative 5 is negative 25x. And then negative 15. Okay? Now we want to combine like terms. So 12x cubed doesn't have a like term. Negative 15 doesn't have a like term. But negative 15x squared plus 20x squared is a plus 5x squared. Then negative 9x minus 25x is a negative 34x. Wait, hold on, yes. Alright, hold on a second, I just got a message. Okay, so looking at number 20. So when you're divided by a single term, a monomial, that means each term above is being divided by 3x. I always called this the loop-de-loop. My students they always thought it was funny. I would say divide here. So 6 divided by 3 is a 2, and we subtract exponents. Then divide the middle. Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5x. And lastly, negative 3x divided by 3x. I know it cancels out, but you have to know when dividing and canceling, it becomes a 1. So definitely don't just put 0 or leave it. In division, if you start with a trinomial, you should end with a trinomial. Alright, 21 dividing 32 divided by 4 is 8. We subtract exponents, so 8 minus 3 is 5. Oh no, I can't even see what that b was. B was 6. So then 6 minus 3 is b cubed. Now, here, 12 divided by 4 is 3, a minus 3, and then a to the 5th and a cubed becomes a squared, b, and then c squared. Looking at number 22, 7 divided by 1 is 7, subtract exponents. X squared divided by x is just x. Now here, the 4x squared divided by x squared is 4 because the x squareds cancel. Alright, and then this next piece you have to really look at. 2x divided by x squared is actually 2 over x because 1 minus 2 is negative 1, and that negative 1 means x goes on the bottom. Alright, 23. It says subtract this from this. So what that means is subtract that first trinomial from the second one. This is what it's asking you to do. Ooh, my. I haven't used this pen in a while, and it's kind of hard for me to get used to it. So my lines aren't the best. Then now we just say 5a squared minus 1a squared. The key here is to know that that minus goes with everything. Negative 9ab minus negative 8ab. So that's negative 9 plus 8. So that's negative ab, or negative 1ab. Then lastly, 2b squared minus 2b squared cancels out. 2 minus 2 cancels. So there's our answer. Alright, lastly, I'm not going to go over the bonus, but I'll go over this one. Find the area. So to find the area, we find the area of the shaded. Then we're going to find the area of the white, and you'll subtract from each other. So for the shaded, we have length times width. So 5x plus 3 times x squared plus 4x minus 10. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this to make sure we have room. Okay, so we start. 5x has to be multiplied with the entire trinomial. So that becomes 5x cubed plus 20x squared minus 50x. I just multiplied the 5x with everything. Then the plus 3 has to be multiplied with x squared. Then the 3 with the 4x. Just 12x, not 12x squared. And then 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. Combine like terms. So 5x cubed doesn't have a like term, and neither does negative 30. But 20x squared plus 3x squared is plus 23x squared. And then we can do negative 50 plus 12, which is negative 38x. So that's just that's just showing what this whole shaded region is, and that would include the white. So now I want to find the area of just this. So the area of that is 3x times 2x minus 1. That becomes 6x squared minus 3x. So now I want to take this one and subtract it by the white unshaded. So now we combine like terms. The 5x cubed doesn't have a like term, but 23x squared minus 6x squared would be 17x squared, yeah, positive 17x squared. Then we could do negative 38x minus negative 3x, so negative 38 minus negative 3, negative 38 minus negative 3 would be a negative 33x 5x, and then bring down minus 30. That is it. Please, please, please reach out if you have any questions.